Hi everyone, Sabrina here. Thank you for joining me. Today is going to be a fun class. This is a power vinyasa flow class and our focus are twists. So we're going to be twisting in crescent lunge, chair pose, and it's going to be a lot of fun and challenging. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start today in a comfortable seated position. You could also extend your legs forward. You could start down on your back, lying all the way down on your mat if you'd like to. So wherever you are, you can start to close your eyes. And bring your awareness to your breath. You are in a seated position. Bring your awareness to your torso, to your spine. You want a nice tall spine, top of your head lifting up towards the ceiling. And relax your shoulders down your back away from your ears. Let your hands rest gently on your knees. And begin nice, slow, deep breaths in and out your nose. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths together. Starting with your inhale, let this inhale begin all the way at the base of your spine. You're gonna inhale through your nose, belly and chest expands. Breath reaches all the way to the top of your head. Pause for a moment. Slowly exhale. Once again, just like that, inhale. Pause at the top of your breath. Slowly exhale. Inhale through your nose, nice and slow. Pause at the top of your breath. And exhale. Nice and slow. At the bottom of your breath, continue your deep belly breath practice just at your own pace. Here, you can keep your eyes closed if you'd like to, but from your seated position, if you are down on your back, go ahead and roll up into a seated position. And then once you are there, you're just going to gently let your head fall forward. So nice and slow and gentle here. Relax your head and neck, and relax your shoulders. Very slowly, we're going to start to roll the head off towards the right side. So think your right ear, right shoulder coming just a little closer together. But also keep in mind to keep the right shoulder relaxed. 2 more deep breaths here. Slowly make your way back through center. Chin to chest. And this time we're going to make our way off to the left side. So slowly start to roll the head off to the left. Left ear, left shoulder, come a little closer together. Remember to relax your shoulders. Just about 2 more breaths here. Slowly make your way back through center. So one last time, chin to chest. On on your next inhale, you can start to lift your head back up, and we'll all meet in a seated position with a tall spine. You can open your eyes if they're still closed, and we'll move into our first spinal twist of the practice. So right hand behind you. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of your right knee, tall spine as you open your shoulders towards the right side of the room. Let's go ahead and slowly release. So first make your way back through center. And then from there, we're going to make our way to the left side. So right hand to the outside of your left knee, and left hand plants behind you. We're opening the shoulders towards the left side of the room this time. Tall spine. 2 more deep breaths here. And you can gently release, making your way back through center. So for this next position, I'm just going to rotate myself so I'm lengthwise on my mat. You're going to extend the right leg out. All right, left knee is bent, but we're going to plant the left foot down onto our mat. So the left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, right foot flexed. You're going to sit tall. You can take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Left hand plants behind you. We're twisting to the left, so shoulders opening towards the left side. So again, your right hand can be on your left knee. Some people like to hook, or like kind of try to like wrap their left knee, and then others like to, it's called like a hook, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. However, we just started practice, so the hook might not be as accessible right now. So you might find more comfort with a wrap or even just your hand on your knee. All right, so just 2 more breaths in the stretch. And we'll slowly switch sides. All right, so we're gonna extend the left leg, bend in the right knee, right foot plants down onto your mat, right hand plants behind you, left hand to your right knee. Again, you can wrap your right knee with your left arm, or if you'd like to hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, right knee, you can do that as well. Although, like I said, on the other side, it may not be accessible right now. So find a variation that works well for you, and just work on opening the shoulders towards the right. 2 more deep breaths. Alright, so let's go ahead and release out of that stretch. You can go ahead and cross your legs, and we're going to roll into a child's pose. So knees to about the width of your mat. Big toes come to touch. If you have a block, you can sit on a block. And then from there, start to extend your arms forward as you let your chest sink down. So come back to that deep belly breath. We'll take a few deep breaths right here in our first child's pose of today's practice. And then also remember that if you do need a break during practice, child's pose is always available to you. Take child's pose whenever you feel necessary. On your next inhale, you're going to start to walk your hands back in. From there, you're going to lift the hips up, coming into a tabletop position. So you're going to draw your knees in, so hips are stacked over the knees, shoulders over the wrists, fingers wide on your mat. Here's our tabletop. We're going to flow through some cat-cow stretches. So start to drop the belly, gaze forward, tops of feet are pressed down onto your mat. As you exhale, start to lift your upper back as you tuck your chin to chest. Very slowly start to drop the belly, gaze forward. This is our cow pose. And then on your next exhale, very slowly start to lift your upper back, moving back through your cat pose. All right, and then from there we'll meet back in our tabletop position. You can start to tuck the toes, downward facing dog, start to send the hips up and back. Our first downward facing dog of today's practice. So start to pedal out the feet. So you're just gonna straighten one leg as you bend into the opposite knee, reaching those heels down to your mat. Although having heels down onto your mat is not necessary and may not be accessible to you. So you're just reaching those heels down until you get a nice calf stretch. And bring both legs to stillness. From your downward facing dog, you're going to slowly walk your hands to the back of your mat. And then once your hands are to your feet, you can start to fold forward. Bend into your knees as much as you'd like to. If you'd like to, you can move into a ragdoll position by grabbing opposite elbows. Relax your head and neck, and let your arms be heavy. If you grabbed opposite elbows, you can go ahead and release your arms. On your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back. So hands to your shins, shoulders down your back. Exhale, fold forward. One more time, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. As you exhale, go ahead and fold forward, hands down to your mat. You can start to walk them back to the top of your mat, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Extend the right leg high. Here is our three-legged dog. Hips square down, right foot flexed. From there, draw your right knee to your right elbow. Right knee to your left elbow. Right knee to your nose. As you do that, lift your upper back. Plant the right foot in between your hands. And we're going to lower the back left knee down to your mat. So if you have an everything prop, you can use that if you have sensitive knees. Or if you have like a towel or something soft, you can place your knee on that. So once you lower your left knee down, you want your right knee about stacked over your ankle. We're going to stretch here, just a couple more breaths. Then on your next inhale, we're going to slightly lift the hips up. Start to lift the torso up. You can draw the hands to prayer position at heart center. We're going to move into our first low lunge twist, okay? So from here, you're going to hinge slightly forward at the waist. We're going to hook that left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Okay, and then once that elbow is hooked, you're opening the shoulders towards the right side of the room. About 2 more breaths here. Okay, let's go ahead and release the twist, making our way back through center. From there, plant the hands down onto your mat. You can tuck the left toes. We're going to send the right leg back into our high plank. Long line of energy from the top of your head to your heels. We're going to flow through our first vinyasa. So for this first round, option to lower both knees. This is a variation that you continue practicing through your practice today. You can cross your ankles. We're going to lower the torso to a hover above our mat. So go ahead and lower the torso to a hover. Keep the elbows close to your rib cage. As you inhale, very slow, this is our first upward facing dog. Let's go ahead and open the heart forward, shoulders over the wrists. On your next exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Opposite side, left leg high, hips square down, left foot flexed. Draw your left knee to your left elbow, left knee to your right elbow, left knee to your nose, lift through your upper back. Plant the left foot in between your hands. So left knee is about stacked over your ankle. We're gonna lower that back right knee down this time. So let's go ahead and lower the right knee down. And then we'll stretch here. Just a couple more breaths. Just try to relax your hips, let your body sink. On your next inhale, start to lift your torso. And draw your hands to prayer position at heart center. This time we're twisting to the left. So right elbow to the outside of your left knee. We're opening the shoulders, this time towards the left side. Just about 2 more breaths here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to release. Torso is tall. From there, we're going to plant the hands down. We're going to tuck the back right toes, send the left leg back, finding your high plank. Again, long line of energy, top of your head to your heels. This time, we're going to flow, but option to find your chaturanga or that variation that we found earlier when we went through the right side. If you're finding your chaturanga, go ahead and lower, keep your body at a hover, elbows close to your rib cage. As you inhale, upward facing dog, heart forward. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg high, 3-legged dog. Right knee, right elbow. Right knee, left elbow. Draw the right knee to your nose, lift through your upper back. Plant the right foot in between your hands. And we're going to lower that left knee down. We're back in our low lunge. This time you're going to want to keep those back left toes tucked. Hands to prayer position at heart center. Tall spine, hinge slightly forward at the waist, and we're twisting to the right. So left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Let's slowly release. Tall spine. We're going to lift into our high crescent lunge. So again, you want your back left toes tucked, right foot's firmly grounded onto your mat, and lift. And then once you're lifted, feet are about hip distance apart. You can go ahead and extend your arms high. Draw your hands back to prayer position at heart center. Hinge forward at the waist, tall spine. And we're twisting to the right. Left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. All right, stay strong here. We have 2 more breaths. go ahead and slowly release. And extend the arms. Open up warrior two. So left foot grounds down onto your mat. Arms out to a T position. You're opening your shoulders and your hips here. And gazes forward. Drop your back hand, flip your front palm, reverse warrior. Right arm up and back. On your next exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the right foot. We're gonna send the right leg back, high plank, and flow. Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg high. Left knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Left knee to your nose, lift your upper back. Plant the left foot in between your hands. And we're gonna lower the right knee down. Remember to keep your back right toes tucked. And then from there, tall spine, hands to prayer position at heart center. With a tall spine, hinge slightly forward at the waist, and we're twisting to the left, so right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Two more breaths. Slowly release. Tall spine. And we're gonna lift into our high crescent lunge. All right, so again, back right toes are tucked. Start to lift into your high crescent lunge. Hips are forward and arms are high. Hands back to prayer position at heart center. We're gonna move into our twist with a tall spine, hinge forward at the waist. And we're twisting to the left. So right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Keep the back right leg nice and strong. 2 breaths. Slowly start to release. So you're gonna make your way back through center, hips forward, and arms are high. Open up warrior two. Arms out to a T. Again, you're opening your shoulders and your hips here. Gazes forward. Outer edge of your right foot is grounded on your mat. Drop your back hand, flip the front palm, reverse. Left arm up and back. On your next exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Send the left leg back, high plank. Exhale takes you to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, gaze forward. It's gonna walk our feet, or you can hop your feet to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, chair pose. So you're gonna sit the hips low, hands to prayer position at heart center. And bring your awareness to your weight distribution. Try to lift up all of your toes. You want the weight back into your heels. This will put less pressure on your knees. And then once you have shifted the weight back, you can go ahead and lower your toes back down. We're gonna move into our twisted chairs. All right, we'll start twisting to the right first. So you're gonna start to hinge forward slightly at the waist. Right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Shoulders opening up towards the right wall. Let's go ahead and release, make your way back through center. This time we're twisting to the left. Right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. As you open the shoulders towards the left side of the room, maybe gaze over your left elbow. Let's go ahead and release. Sit nice and low. And then on your next exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway flat back. And then on your next exhale, we're gonna plant the hands, step, or hop the feet back, high plank, flow, and we'll meet in our down dog. Right leg high. Draw that right knee to your right elbow. Right knee, left elbow. Right knee to your nose, lift your upper back. Plant the right foot in between your hands. High crescent lunge. Lift your torso and arms are high. Hands to prayer position at heart center. Hinge forward at the waist. All right, so we're gonna twist to the right. All right, so left elbow to the outside of the right thigh like we did earlier. Shoulders opening towards the right side of the room. Remember to keep the back left leg nice and strong. Now take your gaze down to your toes. We're gonna move into our twisted chair, all right? So with a few steps, or one giant step, you're gonna draw the left foot to the top of your mat, and we're in our twisted chair. All right, so sit the hips low. We're gonna make our way back into our twisted lunge. So keep the right foot grounded. We're gonna pick up the left foot with one giant step or a few smaller steps. Send the left leg back. You're landing on the ball of your left foot. Nice and slow and steady. Release. Heart forward, arms high, high crescent lunge. Open up warrior two. Drop your back hand, flip your front palm, reverse warrior. On your next exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame the right foot. Send the right leg back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Left leg high. Left knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Left knee to your nose. Lower the right foot in between your hands. And then when you're ready, you can start to lift your torso and arms are high. Hands to prayer position at heart center. Hinge forward at the waist. We're twisting to the left. Right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Keep the back right leg strong. And we're gonna make our way into our twisted chair. So take your gaze down to your toes with one giant step or a few smaller steps. With control, draw that back right foot up to the top of your mat, twisted chair. Set the hips low, weight back into your heels. 2 more deep breaths. Take your gaze back down to your toes. Left foot stays grounded. We're gonna send the right leg back where we started in our twisted lunge. So send the right leg back, land on the ball of your right foot. You are still in the twist. Let's go ahead and release. Heart forward, arms are high. Open up warrior 2. Drop your back hand, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. On your next exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame the left foot, send the left leg back, and flow. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Walk or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose. It's our last chair pose, so make it a good one. Sit low, weight back into your heels. Peel the toes up off of your mat. Move the weight back. Lower the toes back down, hands to prayer. Sit lower. And then sit at your lowest for 2 breaths. Stay strong, you're almost there. And then on your next exhale, let's go ahead and lower all the way down onto our mats. From there, we're gonna extend the right leg. All right, and then once your right leg is extended, let's go ahead and plant the left foot down. We're gonna move into that same pose we found at the beginning of class. So right foot is flexed. Again, we're twisting to the left. So left hand behind you, right hand to your left knee. You can wrap, or maybe it's more accessible now to hook the right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Two more deep breaths here. Okay, very, very slowly. You can release. We're going to switch legs. Go ahead and extend the left leg. We're going to bend into the right knee and plant the right foot down onto your mat. Somewhere next to your left thigh if that's available. Same thing. So this time right hand plants behind you. Tall twist with a tall spine. Left hand to your knee. Again, you can wrap that right knee, or maybe it's accessible this time around to hook the left elbow to the outside of your right knee. So open the shoulders towards the right wall. Two more deep breaths. And then very slowly, let's go ahead and release. From there, we'll make our way back into comfortable seated position. Maybe legs crossed if that's available. Take a few deep breaths together as a group. So starting with your inhale. Inhale through your nose. Belly and chest expands. Pause at the top of your breath. Slowly exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, draw both arms all the way out and up. At the top, palms come to touch. As you exhale, hands to prayer position at heart center. The light within me honors the light within you. Together we bow our heads and say namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Until next time.